What's going on, everyone? This is Real Deal Sports. The usual guys are here. Myself, got Mr. Free Meek over there with the blue hat on.
Free me.
Listen. I wore my Bucks last time, and I felt like I owed it to you. Although this is Philly. This is Philly right here.
Yeah, you just all the way true. You got to at least get a Philadelphia 76er hat or something. God dang.
Nah,
Hey,
I
appreciate it.
was gonna get me a Jimmy Butler, but he moved on. But I might look if Tobias Harris stays. I might get a Tobias Harris jersey.
I think I might get an Embiid.
I was gonna say not Embiid or James Harden.
Definitely not James Harden.
What
You should see my closet. It's all the random players. It's the Buddy Hield, the Jonathan Isaacs, other than my favorites like Butler and Wade, it's really just the random players.
I thought you did have a Butler jersey.
Yeah, no, I rock Butler and Wade. They're my two favorites. But other than that, it's all the random players.
And then we got Brother Walt with the Murray State.
Boy, Ja.
What kind of hat is that? Is that a Cleveland hat or a Murray? What kind of hat?
Nah, I just go with the.
His dad Usher is enjoying the playoffs, man. Listen, that man is having the time of his life.
He's having the same reaction LeVar Ball would have if that was Melo or.
And you know what?
I mean, he's borderline turning into Drake though, where he thinks he can walk on the court and stuff. You know what I mean? Kevin Hart touch the players, and he's getting that close. Like,
hey, when your son Ja, I guess you can do whatever you want, man. Because I guess Ja got the clout a little bit, so he's like, hey, my son.
That's what I'm saying. It's cool because we've never seen a parent go that far. Like Drake and Kevin Hart have this like status where like security will just let them walk on court, whereas like other people, security sitting there watching like, I dare you, lady. I'm waiting. You know what I mean? He was waiting, watching that lady. Like, no, if Kevin Hart goes on court, you let it happen, you let it slide. But yeah, like, so we've never seen this where like an actual family is just like getting that close.
I think it's a good thing though for it. I mean, honestly,
I like it. I'm here for it.
I love it. Fathers intervene in being in their son's life, man. I love it, man. I love it. Fathers matter.
and if you're security, you don't know. It could be Usher. It could be Usher walking on the court. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna say nothing. Like you're like, shoot, is that John's dad? Is that Usher? I don't know.
That's crazy how similar their resemblance is, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they say everybody got a twin. So,
I don't think I do.
You never know. You might have somebody you ain't never met, boy, be your twin. But
or maybe they just lived in like a different time. You know what I mean? Like my twin lived in like 1882.
That could be it too.
Probably got eaten by a bear or something.
Yeah, we do always hear those stories. So, since we're talking about Ja Morant, man, let's just get right into it, man. The Grizzlies last night tied the series up 1-1, but not before a controversial flagrant 2 foul on Mr. Dillon Brooks. And he got ejected, which I think he rightfully should have. Because, bro, you ain't even going for the ball. You literally took your arm and just was like, all right, I'm going to do something. I'm going to just make it look like I'm going for it. But I ain't going for the ball. And the result, Gary Payton Jr. tried to brace himself. Steve Kerr said he broke his elbow. I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet.
It's fractured elbow.
I think 9 times out of 10, he's out for the playoffs.
3 to 4 weeks.
That's the playoffs. Really left a week and a half. What?
How you gonna say that he's gonna be out for the playoffs? You don't know they could advance to the next round or not.
That's true. But I mean, each series, a week and a half? So he'll make it back just
they're gonna have to make almost the finals. Like.
That's true.
So you out for this series and the next series. You might go home before then. We don't know. But I think it was dirty. It was dirty. It's like, bro, you ain't even try to make a block. You just, I don't know what
he did though. Bro, he tried to make the block, man. I'm trying to tell you, he did. It just it looked like he was trying to do maybe the reverse. So he thought he was gonna do the reverse, maybe. So he was like, but it was a hard foul. It was a hard foul, bro. I don't feel like he should have got ejected out of the game. It should have probably been a flagrant one. You know what I'm saying? Flagrant one, give him the, 2 free throws in the ball. But I mean, to get him out the game that early with 3 minutes in the first quarter, Dylan Brooks was one of their key players.
He should have.
What do you mean?
And then everybody talking about
it was just a
Harden should have braced himself better. How the hell you brace yourself when you're in the air?
I'm not saying that part, but I'm just saying though. All I'm saying is I feel like he was trying to go for the block. Yeah, he might have hit him in the head. You know what I'm saying? It was a hard foul. It was a really hard foul. It should have been a flagrant one. I don't think he should have got ejected off of that.
What do you think, John?
As an athlete, right? One of the first things you learn or should learn is how to fall, right? But there are just some things you just cannot recover from.
Exactly.
I mean, they came in handy for me today. I was holding someone's camera and I fell, and because I know how to fall, I was able to save the camera. And I took some bumps, but I saved the camera. But
so the guy that knocked you down, is he getting suspended?
No, I ran into a bench. We were walking through a museum. And they had the lights off. They had the lights off in the museum, and all the walls were lit up with art and stuff. And there was a bench right in the middle of the museum, in the floor, and it caught me right in the shin. But anyway, it's one of the first things they learn, or should learn. But there's just some hits you can't recover from. And one is when you're in the air and your feet come out from under you, right? Like there's just no safe landing for that. For me, it's eye contact. You watch his eyes, and at no point did his eyes ever make contact with the ball. And so for me, that's why I think he was never, ever going for the ball. I mean, the camera looking at him is straight up at Dylan Brooks. Like, it's just looking straight at him. And his eyes just the whole time are just like, and while his arm is way over here, just swinging away. For me, it's a lazy play. But because what lazy plays can lead to injuries and stuff, for that, I think, it definitely deserves it. For that, because of that, it's a dirty play. Do I think it's a malicious, dirty play? No. I think it was a lazy, dirty play, whereas like he got sloppy, tried to do something, and because of that, you can hurt people. And so, he deserved to get teed up for it.
So let me ask y'all this. Would it have been considered a dirty play if he wouldn't have got injured?
Yeah, it was a dirty play.
Yeah.
Right. So, again, I'm not saying it's malicious.
I ain't gonna lie. You made a good point. A lot of people in the NBA right now fall like that at least about 6-7 times a game, though. You feel me? Like,
I'm not comparing this to...
And with it being in the playoffs, I mean, you don't want to give up no easy bucket. I'm not saying the way how he did it was correct, but I mean, I don't want to give up a layup or a dunk, you know what I'm saying, in the playoffs. So, I mean, I'm going to give you a hard foul. But, I mean, like I said, I don't
even think it was a hard foul. I just think it was a lazy foul. I think it was like he just shouldn't have done it. You know what I mean? Like, listen, if someone's in the air, you let it go. You just let that one go. And when you're, instead he tried to do some, like, I don't know. But I'm not saying this like Zaza Pachulia, where he did something on purpose specifically to hurt somebody. But, I mean, it was clearly a dirty play just because of, how sloppy. It was sloppy basketball against a defenseless person, and you can't do that.
Okay, and another point I want to make. Another thing that pissed me off was the fact that Steve Kerr was really trying to preach the fact of Dylan Brooks was he broke the code. How did he break the code when you're coaching probably one of the dirtiest players in the game right now?
Because I'll say this: the way Draymond did, what was the guy's name? Clayton in the first game.
Brandon Clark.
Oh, Brandon Clark.
Clark. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, the way he did him, I'm like, bro, you did that on purpose. You did that on purpose.
It was on purpose, but he helped him. He helped him down.
Oh, I was just trying to hold him
up. Okay, never mind. I don't even want to get into that. Because I feel like now that deserved a flagrant foul, and because he pulled him down by the jersey. Like, I mean, that was clear as day. I mean, I just feel like maybe, like I said, with Dylan, okay, he may have hit him old boy in the head, but at least he was trying to go for the ball, I should say.
His eyes tell me a different story, though.
Draymond just drug him down by the jersey.
It's his eyes that tell me a different story, though. Like, he never looked at the ball. Not one time during the play did he look at the ball. He just swung an arm. It's like James Harden defense when, like, he pokes at a ball, that's his, and lets the player go by. Like, listen, we all knew he wasn't going to get the steal. He knew he wasn't going to get the steal. But he wanted to look like he was going to do something, and he wasn't going to guard the guy, and the guy went by. That's what this was, man. He never once looked at the ball, and so, I don't know. But, yeah.
I'm probably going to get a lot of bash for this, man. I promise you, I'm not a dirty player either, man. I'm just saying.
I don't think it was a maliciously dirty play though. I don't want to get that rep. Like I don't think he tried to hurt nobody. This ain't.
All right. So you know how we can solve all this? If that's your boy in the air and somebody does that to him, what's your next reaction?
It's a different scenario because
no, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Look, just hear me out. Only because of we're in a wreck. I'm not getting paid for this. If we in an NBA professional game, I'm not gonna react how I will react if I was in a rec league. That's real talk.
But I disagree with you, Nico, because even if it weren't my boy, if my boy did that to someone on the other team,
all right, your teammate.
No, I'm saying if my teammate did it to someone on the other team, I wouldn't throw a fit if the ref threw him out of the game. You know what I mean? I wouldn't, be like, say, oh, that's a good call and like that. But I would be like, yeah, he probably, I would let it slide.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. If any of my friends get ejected from a game, I usually fight it. There are certain plays where, like, if I see them, like, all right, goodbye. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it sucks, but
If answer the question, if I seen somebody do that in a rec game, I'd be like, bruh, why did you do that? Go sit your ass down for like 3 games.
But we both know somebody getting them hands.
All right, Nico.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a different scenario because, like what I'm saying, a rec game is different from playing in the NBA game, bro.
True. I give you that. We're
moving on.
Yeah, we are. Because it was dirty.
Nico.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's happening?
We gotta talk about your boy, man. Mr. Shake and Bake, Baker Mayfield. What is going on, man? Ain't nobody trying to trade for your boy. They can't. The Browns can't get him off the books. Please let us know what your Browns gonna do with your.
Honestly, their best scenario was throughout the draft. They had I felt like they had to trade him away throughout the draft, and I mean clearly nobody wanted him because they didn't want to pick up his 5th option of paying him that $19 million. So honestly, the Browns are in everybody's mercy right now because of the fact of with them already signing 3 quarterbacks. We already know that Baker's more than likely not going to show up for, mandatory workouts and, all the stuff that needs to be done in the preseason. So, like I said, right now the Browns are in everybody's mercy. Honestly, everybody's just pretty much waiting for the Browns to cut him. In my opinion, I feel like that's what they're waiting for because they don't want to pay Baker, that $19 million. So, which is understandable. Like I said, that's probably going to be a loss for the Browns because that's money that could have been put, somewhere else to trying to sign somebody else. But at the end of the day, I just, I don't see these, I don't see Baker and the Browns, I just don't see how they can work this out towards, Baker is staying in Cleveland or even trying to get a trade because clearly nobody want Baker because I'm guessing they're trying to base everything off his past experience, what he's been doing, from the past and, his injury, him being injured right now. So it's just a tough market for Baker right now, and it's tough for us Browns right now because we got to take the hit of that $19 million. So, we just got to live and learn from that.
Man, there's no hit for you. It ain't your pockets. No, I'm just.
I mean, it's not, but I mean, as a fan, I'm just saying that could have been money used, somewhere else to, possibly go get a vet or, what I'm saying, because like I said, it's still some key free agents out there right now. So I mean. I know the Honey Badger just went to the Saints. So, I mean, it's still, they got Jarvis out there. They still got Odell. They still got a couple key pieces out there. So, I mean,
true.
It's just Baker's just here for right now, I guess. So, we got to wait till we cut him.
He's just living.
Right. That's the thing, right? It's like, as a team out there, do you want to bring him in and keep your team around 10-7, maybe 11-6 at best? Or downside, maybe even 7-10, and then not get a good draft pick, or do you bring him in just to, because listen, he's not going to make your team. He's going to make your team better for teams that have bad quarterbacks somehow, right? Like let's take Seattle, but he's not going to get you to where you need to go in the NFC. The NFC is too strong right now. So, do you bring him in just to carry over till you get that quarterback, or do you borderline tank so you can get that piece, right? Because here's the thing, man. You want to keep DK Metcalf. You don't want to piss him off if he don't want to play with Baker. You gotta do what you got, kind of coddle him, make sure he gets the guy he wants to come in. So you got to think about all that stuff as a team, and it's really tough market right now for mediocre. I would say above average, but even for above average quarterbacks, it's a pretty tough market.
True. Well, switching gears to a former Cleveland native, LeBron James. Should the Lakers consider trading LeBron James before the next season? I personally think I wouldn't, because once he leave, who you gonna depend on? Russ? You want to be like a large market version of OKC? Like, come on now. What I don't know what some of these GMs be thinking. Like, they don't be thinking. They don't be thinking. Because for you to say that, you might as well just rebuild after you trade them. Just start the rebuild.
Yeah, I don't think a GM said. I think someone on ESPN brought this up. It
was just a scenario. Like I said, just one of the analysts was just saying, would it be best for the Lakers to trade LeBron now, with him, I guess with his market being so high right now, I should say, because, I guess him coming off that, I won't say subpar, but, for his age, a great, season, I should say. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, my opinion, I would love for the Lakers to trade him. Honestly, if you want to come back home, come on back home to the land. You got the perfect setup, my boy.
Yeah, but you would have to give up something, though.
Man, what? We ain't got to give up much. We got the picks. We got a few players that we can get rid of, and our key pieces that we can keep as well. I'd be okay with that if you want to come back home. But if you want to go somewhere else, hell no. Stay your ass in LA. But if you want to come back to Cleveland, hell yeah, come back to Cleveland.
I think it's like high risk, high reward, right? Like if you put LeBron on the market and see what you can get, and you can get a freaking treasure trove, you got to do it. You gotta, right. But if you put him on the market and teams are just not biting, they're like, I'm sorry, we're not giving up our draft picks, we're not giving up our best player, like none of that. Then you look bad because now you have to keep LeBron while saying that you were willing to trade him before the season started. Like it's high risk, high reward. So but yeah, if there is a huge market for him, and I know it's LeBron, but people are going to say, well, definitely there's a huge market. But listen, this could be his last year. We don't know what he's going to do. So are you going to sell your whole team's future for the next 4 or 5 years to get 1 year of LeBron? It's a tough thing to do as a GM right now.
Yeah, I agree. So
he probably still in LA.
I think Stephen A's point was, I think what I've talked about before on the show, right? Like if you're Seattle and you have DK Metcalf and you know in your mind that you are going to lose for the next 5 seasons and you don't plan to do nothing about it, you owe it to that player to trade him. And I think that was Stephen A's point.
Yeah,
I think he said for his legacy, they owe it to him to trade him. I don't think it was saying like, LeBron can't help the Lakers win and nothing like that. I think his point was you kind of owe it to the guy to not let him tank in LA.
True. True. So let's talk about Mr. Ryan Tannehill, quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, and the newest quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, Malik Willis. Tannehill said in a press conference that he's not here to mentor him. He's not here to show him the ropes. He got to figure that shit out on his own. Not in them exact words, but that's might as well as he might as well said it.
It might have been. It might have been his exact words, and maybe the papers and what they wrote about him, they chilled it down for us. Maybe those were his exact words.
What you asking me for? It's hard enough to be a quarterback as is. You think I'm gonna give you advice? Come on, boy. Figure it out. I personally think, bro, this is crazy.
That is terrible of Tannehill to do, man. Terrible.
It's crazy, but also I think I feel like Tannehill is threatened.
I was just about to say, I feel like that's probably a threat. He
Yeah,
feels threatened.
he feel threatened, and if I'm Malik Willis, I'm like, all right, bet. And then Kurt Warner came out today. He was like, hey, whoever needs some mentorship, holla at me. And who better to get mentorship from than Kurt Warner? You know, he didn't start out in the league, but when he got his chance, he produced. He even brought John's St. Louis people
Louis.
a
This is where
championship.
that's actually so his point. I agree with you. I'm more 60-40. I think he doesn't owe it to Malik Willis and all that stuff. There's 40% of me. It's like, he doesn't owe it to him. Listen, this guy's seen a ton of quarterbacks come and go. Does he need to sit around and train every single one, especially when they're coming third, fourth, fifth, sixth round? Does it need to, they could drop this guy before preseason, you never know. So I agree with him in that sense. But there's also 6% that says, like, all right, but that's a bad team. What I mean? Because I want to ask him, would you have liked someone to have helped you? Right. If not, then fine, right? Now looking back, he could probably just say, no, I don't care. I'll figure out my own. But, as a rookie, if he were honest, right, would he have liked someone to have mentored him? He would probably say yes. So just because it's just being a good person, it's a nice thing to do. But I think Kurt Warner's point actually proves Ryan Tannehill's point. Like, Kurt Warner, he was talking about mentoring Eli Manning and stuff. And I'm like, right, and they benched you for that bum. Like, not bum, that's a wrong word. Why is that bum? That he was not that's a horrible word.
He was, I'm about to say, he ain't a bum, but I'm about to say he's not
the talent level of Kurt Warner.
I got you.
They still replaced Kurt Warner. Like, they dropped Kurt Warner. Listen, Kurt Warner was 5-4 with that terrible Giants team. They dropped him, brought in Eli, and Eli finished out the season 1-5, I believe. No, he finished 6-10. So 1-6. He finished 1-6, and they kept him. And instead of putting Kurt Warner out, so to that point, I think it actually proves Tannehill's point is like you mentored a guy who they replaced you just because of namesake and not because he was better than you. But it threatened. I don't think he's threatened so much by Malik Willis as so much like, is he done? Right? He might know that the writing's on the wall for him, right? Because if let's say they are 1-4, the Titans will bring in Malik Willis, and even if they go 0-11 for the rest of the season, 0-12, they don't care because, like, you know what? We're giving our guy time. We're letting him learn the ropes and blah, blah, blah. And then maybe we'll just get another quarterback next year, but we're not putting Tannehill back in because, we're going to trade him while he's still healthy. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's threatened by Malik Willis as much as, like, maybe he just knows, like, there's not much left for him. We'll see. I mean, he lost two, like you said, he lost two big receivers. It could change a lot.
I mean, honestly, I just feel like I want to say it looks bad for Tannehill. Like I said, I agree with you. It does look kind of bad for Tannehill, but I mean, Malik Willis, I feel like what Kurt Warner what he just said. I mean, you have other resources, so you don't have to, I guess, just rely on Tannehill. So I mean, I'm sure that Malik, if he wants to study the game more, or whatever you want to say, he can. I'm pretty sure there's people in the NFL that he can ask other than Tannehill. Right. I mean, I just feel like I said, just, with Tannehill saying that, I mean, I get it. I'm saying? It's like a competition thing. You want to keep your job, and, them bringing in, a rookie quarterback, who is somewhat of a dual threat, I should say. So, I mean, like I said, I get it. It's a competition thing. You want to keep your job. And like John was saying, it could be, his last year or two to prove to the Titans if hey, can he get the job done? Because clearly they put the team around him. They put a team around him, and Tannehill still hasn't been able to get the job done. Now, granted, they had a few injuries last year. Of course, the big one was Henry. Missing the majority of the year. So, I mean,
they still won the AFC.
You're right, and they still won the AFC. So, I mean, maybe they're just trying to light a fire under Tannehill and maybe be like, hey, like, bro, like, we went to go draft this Malik, bro. We didn't give you a team for these last 2 to 3 years, so it's like, hey, we need somebody to get us over that hump, and maybe this, like I said, maybe this can light the fire under Tannehill to maybe get the Titans to the next level.
Yeah, and Nico's muted. Another thing with Malik, like this could just be like, let's say Tannehill does get hurt 3-4 games. Maybe they believe in Malik, right? Maybe he's that guy who can listen. We just need to win 1 or 2 or 3 of those. That way, when Tannehill comes back, we're still on track to go to make the playoffs, right? We don't want to go 0-4. And so maybe, but in that case, if that's the case, right, he's brought in to just, cover in case Tannehill's hurt or something like that. Then that's where I think Tannehill does kind of owe it to him to teach him. Because listen, if you want this team to succeed, and this guy's going to be your backup, and let's say you get hurt for a couple games, don't you want this guy to succeed? And I know if you're Alex Smith, you don't want Kaepernick come in and steal your job because you got hurt. But that could happen. I get that too. If Malik Willis just comes out and throws 300 yards for 4 straight games, and if he gets hurt, but you go to him. I think you do owe a little bit to him to help him. If he asks. If he don't ask, then fine. You don't owe him nothing. But if he asks, I think you should help him.
Yeah, I was
going to say no. You could be like, nah, man. What the heck?
But yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, I mean, if he asks for it, then yeah, so be it. I feel like, if you're a veteran, you need to help out these young guys because clearly these guys are the future of the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you want to make sure that your product stays, top flight. You know what I'm saying? When you lead the game, regardless, technically it's not their product, but y'all catch my drift. But yeah, I just
and not all people are teachers.
I just hope that they honestly. I just don't want them to. I hate to do this. I don't want to, and don't take this the wrong way, Nico. I just don't want them to do what they did to Justin Fields, which is starting him too soon because I feel like
I think with the Bears they didn't have a choice.
Well, facts.
Well, I actually think for Malik it could be good because he won't find a better offensive line hardly anywhere in the league.
True.
And to have this kind of time and sit
either them or Indianapolis. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, to be able to sit behind a line like this is good time to play. Actually, Justin Fields, that was a horrible situation he got thrown into.
Okay, my bad.
So another horrible situation. People still touching Mike Tyson. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Why do you want to? That's like bothering Brock Lesnar. Like, why do you want to get beat up?
That's like bothering me when I ain't had no food all day.
We're gonna just leave that one alone.
I took a picture one time any time I take a picture with anyone famous or whatever, you know what I mean? I'll do like a, I'll do like a wide arms, whatever. I can't see in this shot, but like, you know what I mean? But I'll never put my arm around them. Like, I don't ever want to incriminate on their space. You know what I mean? Like, they're being polite, giving me their time, and then I just like, go cheek to cheek with them or something. Like, what the heck, man? Come on. That's what happened here. This lady, like, I guess they were doing like, the one, a lot of fighters either do the fist or they go, number one. This lady comes right around his, she come right around and went right up his nose with her finger. And I don't think she did it on purpose. I think she was just trying to put a finger in the thing, like get herself in the picture and then like whatever. She went right up his stinking nose. And if that were a dude, man, he might have got dropped. Like, Mike turned around, quite pissed.
I would have too.
You picked my nose. Yeah, you can't pick my nose.
Like, and I ain't gonna lie, in them situations,
my nose for a picture.
And in them situations, I wish athletes could just backhand people. Sometimes because like stuff like that, it's like, why are you that close?
Bro,
if you can touch my nose.
I'm not about to backhand nobody. If you making it seem like I said, if he's saying if it was an accident, you trying to throw up.
I gotta see the video.
So this goes in the same thing with we talk about Dylan Brooks. You did it accidentally, but you got into their space on purpose, right? So even though you didn't mean to do the thing, it wouldn't have happened if you had taken the necessary precautions to make sure it never happened. Instead, you just like, I'm getting this guy's space. And it's like, this guy stopped to take time to take a picture with you. And you think you can just like, get all up on him? Nah, that's where it's, nah. You can't do that to anyone. Not only Mike Tyson, you can't do that to nobody. Like, give people their space. Respect them.
I get it. I look at it as look, that's probably Mike Tyson was somebody that she probably always wanted to meet or something. I don't know. Maybe she got nervous, and she got the jitters, and then when she was trying to throw up her sign, it just went up in his face. I don't know. I mean, it's a
Oh,
fan.
man.
It's a fan though.
It's like, put it over here.
It's a fan. Okay, it was an accident.
Put it over
Why don't
here.
you put it
Don't
underneath
put it right
you?
here. Put it over here. You can
Put it right here, like
right.
Floyd.
Okay,
Just
look.
put
If we
it
take a
close to
picture,
your
like, if I
chest.
got it all the way over here, how the hell you gonna see that? If we taking a picture like this,
That's what I'm
saying, you
saying.
can't
Put it
put
right
it-
up under you, so you don't touch nobody, but your damn self.
just like this, huh? That's just
Yeah,
what I want to do.
like Floyd always do it like this.
Put it
He
in
ain't
the
touching
air.
nobody.
Put it anywhere. Don't put it up Mike's nose. That's all I'm saying.
That's stupid. Like,
All
come
I'm
on,
saying
man.
is, look, if I meet LeBron James, I'm trying to dap him up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have a little.
That's one thing, but you ain't. LeBron's 6'10". You ain't gonna put your finger. Hey, LeBron. No, stop. It's not the same.
But I'm just saying, like,
I met Pat Williams over the weekend. I wasn't. Hey, Pat, what's good, boy? No, we took the picture. I let that brother go on about his day. He a big dude, by the way. He 6'7". I could tell. I was like, big boy. I don't want that smoke. I'm good. But yeah, man. Like, come on, bro. That's just relax.
so you wouldn't let one of the fans of once we get our fan base up, we taking pictures. A fan try to get up and hug you, and they accidentally like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Hell no. Hell, I'll be like, get out.
No, yeah, and I would have the same reaction Mike had, right? I would be like, what? And then whatever, and then
I'll be like, security, because I ain't gonna touch you. Security.
But at the same time, like, I would never do that to them. You know what I mean? So like, why would and that's what I'm saying. Like, right, this person's super busy. I mean, this guy's going to an event that he is the face. He's the name of this event. He took time to stop with you, and he could have just kept walking, and then you just, you picked his nose. You literally picked the man's nose. Like, what the heck? Nah, we just gotta stop touching people. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Just give him a nice little hug. Keep it by the chest.
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to say.
We're switching gears, man.
I just want that photo of Walt picking LeBron's nose, and then we'll be like, oh, you know what? I take it all back. I take it
might
back.
be able to get that close to
LeBron. Walt got his ass where we like, hey.
I was about to say.
I'm like, I'll take back everything I said.
Like
Walt
got too close.
Walt believed in what he said to the point where he went and did it himself. I stand corrected.
LeBron be done slapped the hell out of Walt. Like, hey, you
definitely would have slapped the shit out of my ass. He would have had me right through.
The thing is, LeBron picks his nose enough on TV and public that, like,
why do you say that much attention?
What do you mean? He picking his nose all the time on TV. In press conferences, he sits there and
do that. What Walt is doing, he ain't. Yeah, man.
So if anything, LeBron just gonna look at you and be like, "Hey, man, it's clean already. I just got it.
Nah, LeBron be like, "Hey, back the hell up, would you? Come on now." Well, I call security.
That is a dream, though. I promise you. I'm manifest. I'm meeting LeBron one day, man. I'm trying to tell you.
I said he said to pick his nose. Like,
no, hell no.
I'm talking about like, hey, we're gonna end the live right here.
Nah,
I'll let y'all next week.
Hey, LeBron, if you watching this, bro, come on, man. Holla at me, man. I got to meet you one time, G.
One time for the fun? No, let me say that. Don't sound
hey, I'm about to say, yeah, hold up. Just one time for your boy, man. Just hit me up. One time.
So a more serious matter. DeAndre Hopkins has been suspended by the NFL for 6 games for PD use. I don't know what to say about this one, guys. It's I thought it was a misprint. I'm like, DeAndre Hopkins, because he's just, you never hear about him in the news for none like this or off the field issues. But, he might, he figured, hey, I'm losing a step or two. I got to keep my, I got to keep up my production so I can keep getting that bread. So it's crazy that it's happening, but I hope he can, he claimed he know what he put in his body, but then he also don't know everything he put in his body because the test results came back positive. But they say, I want to say October he passed, November he failed, but December he passed. So I don't know what he took in November, I don't know if he ate a little too much Thanksgiving or what, but he gotta learn what's and what so this don't happen again. Because 6 games, I think that's without pay, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's a lot of money you losing. That's shoot. Now that's almost a yeah 1/3 of your contract. You know, so hopefully he figures that out. What you guys think about it?
I mean, honestly, for me personally, I just feel like it's the overall just for the team. That's just another, half a year, that the Cardinals are going to have to go without pretty much their top receiver. Now, granted, they did, get Hollywood Brown, and Christian Kirk. Not saying that those guys are on, D Hop's level, but still, like, I mean, I would rather have, D Hop than, my number one, my prime, my guy who I know, I could throw it up there. He gonna go catch it, but like I said, Hopkins, he said that this is the first time that this has happened. He said, like Nico said, he usually knows exactly what's going into his body, the process and everything. So I'm just kind of curious exactly what it is that they said it was, because I don't think in the article that it said exactly what the PED was, or what exactly what it was. So I'm just kind of curious of what they're going to say. It is exactly what it was, and exactly what did he use that it was in, I should say. So like I said, just him just have this pretty much being, I guess, his first offense. I mean, I really think he could possibly get it appealed. I mean, like I said, I think he can maybe get it down to maybe 3 games, maybe 2, but we'll see.
True.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I think the Cardinals knew about this ahead of time. I think that's why.
And that's interesting. That's the interesting part.
Because I kind of wonder if D Hop knew, is known for a while too, that maybe he was going to get suspended. I mean, he's already, he had an appeal in motion, and then he dropped the appeal. So interesting.
He probably knew.
So but I think they did it right, because you said they lost Christian Kirk to the Jaguars, I believe. So now, they had to bring in like Hollywood, Brown. So that's things, right? How long have they known? But yeah, I mean, listen, I appreciate that they're trying to make the moves to help Kyler win. They're not leaving him stranded. Hollywood had 1,000 yards, 90 catches, 6 touchdowns last year. So bringing him in is a nice pickup. And Kyler's more of a natural quarterback than we think of as Lamar. So, maybe we could see Brown's numbers go up even more this year, depending on, how well they play together. So it's a bummer. There's like a line with like, was it doctor patient, where they don't tell you nothing. I can't think of the word right now, but confidentiality or something like that, right? Like the NFL will tell you everything, like, you broke this, he snapped that, he got COVID, but then they won't tell us stuff like this, which is fine. I'm all for, but so I don't know where that line is that they don't cross, but yeah, I guess they're just not telling us what exactly was in his system. But it's a bummer, man, because this could be a setback for him, right? We don't always see players come back from sitting out this long. It's not guaranteed, so it's a real bummer.
True. Yeah. And our next question. Now, I think you should change this, John. I ain't even gonna lie. You should change it from, should the 76ers sign James Harden if he'll agree to less than a max? Dang, that's a good question. I don't know.
Hell no.
Dang.
Hell no. Harden is not.
I was gonna change it though. I was gonna say, should the Bulls sign Levine if he agrees to less? Because the way he played in these playoffs, that boy.
Well, how about this?
He was hurt.
Even they said it was a.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
Get the hell out of
here. He was hurt.
Well, you take James Harden, Nico. You take Levine. Let's do this.
All right, go ahead. Make your case for Levine.
For me, I'm just saying with Levine, it was just the fact that I just feel like he falls into the category of he got hurt. I mean, if you think about it, before Levine got hurt or hurt his knee or whatever, him and DeRozan, they were probably one of the best duos to start the season off. Real talk. I mean,
you say the same thing about James though.
Who with who? With who? Don't say with in Brooklyn.
He hurt.
No,
James Harden was an MVP.
James Harden is just out of shape. That's James Harden's problem.
But James Harden was an MVP candidate for like the first 20, 25 games of the season. He was playing ball. I'll say that.
Look at Walter.
Guys, this is okay. Look, I'm gonna be real. James Harden, I'm sorry, he has not been in none of my top 10, top 5, nothing since his days with the Rockets, man. I'm sorry. That whole little thing what he did in the first beginning of the season, that was cool. I think he averaged 20 and 13. But at the end of the day, I think Brooklyn was still losing though, weren't they? So I mean, I don't know. I just feel like James Harden don't need to get paid nothing until the man goes back into the gym, learns the fundamentals. You have to come back into the shape.
Did you say nothing? Like
I'm so tired of this man coming into the season out of shape, bro. Like that makes no sense of why he's coming into the season.
All right, let's say you're Detroit. How much would you pay him to come at least?
All he's gonna do is take your money. He's gonna show up, give you 16 points. And maybe 10 assists.
All right,
you're gonna pay that man.
I'm saying, how much would you pay him? 5 million, 10 million, 15, 20?
I'm paying. I need him. I'm putting him on a rookie deal until he can prove to himself. So I'm putting him on a rookie deal. I'm that's not realistic. I'm bullshitting right there, but I'm just saying. Bro,
okay.
I'm just saying. Wow. I feel like he needs to get on some type of whatever low bargain contract there is to where towards James Harden can prove to himself, prove to the league or whatever team he's on that he can still be that guy he was with the Rockets, man.
I believe that his next contract could be upwards of, they said 5 years, 270 million. Here's the thing: Steven Adams makes about 25 million a year, right? So I gotta keep that in perspective, right? Like Steven Adams doesn't even start for his team making 25. So I gotta pay James Harden more than him, obviously. So,
but why?
Because he does a lot more than a lot of other players who are getting paid 20 to 25. There's a lot of players in the NBA getting paid 20 to 25, not doing as much as Harden.
So look, check it out. This what I think.
I'm gonna say yes. If I'm the 76ers, I consider signing him if he'll sign less than max.
This is what I think. I think both players should take 1 year, almost like a franchise tag in the NFL. Take that 1 year and prove yourself. And then after you prove yourself, then you can start talking about a max deal. Like hypothetically, right? If the Bulls and the Sixers meet in the Eastern Conference Finals and it goes 7, I mean, you pretty much did your job. They were better than what they were the season before. That's what I'm saying. So both of them should take, I don't know what's the max you can get on a 1 year, but take a 1 year, $35 million contract and just prove yourself. Because I think even with Zach, if he was hurt or not, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, he did more than James did, though.
And I don't think he deserves one either.
Okay, but I think these two different things. I think these are two different things. I'm real quick. If Zach LaVine, sure. If I'm a team, I would take a 1 year max deal with LaVine to see what he's going to do, and then decide from there. With James Harden, he'll be 33 next year. I'm not asking him to prove himself. What I'm doing is I'm bringing him in.
Should.
No, he's 33, man. He's on the downside of his career. We know what he is. We know what he is. What I'm doing with James Harden.
Wait. So
what I'm doing? What? He's a player who had all the intangibles, has lost some athleticism, and now he's still able to do all those things, but in a smaller frame.
He's a shell of himself.
I'm about to say he's a shell of himself because he can't keep himself in shape.
I agree, but that shell is still better than a lot of other players in the league. So what I'm doing is I'm signing him to less than a max deal. I'm not signing him to a max deal. I don't know who would, why you would. That's stupid. But I'd sign him to 25, 30 million, and I would take the ball out of his hand. I would have him shooting guard. I wouldn't have him be point guard. Would not let him run my point. And that's what I would do.
I think
I
he
would,
might be best served running the point.
Because his shooting right now, his shooting struggles are terrible.
yeah, but the offense is terrible when he's running the point. He's just, I mean, it stagnates. It really stagnates. It slows down because of athleticism. They're not pushing the break when they should be. He's set every time they're coming down and setting up a play. He looks around. He waits. He looks. Okay, boom. Oh wow, I got 13 assists. Cool. All right, sure, you got 13 assists, but you lost by 22, right? Because you milked the clock. You didn't play basketball. You played stat padding point guard basketball. What you do is you take the ball out of his hand and listen and make him go to work when he gets the ball. Don't let him dominate, control the ball, and dribble. What does Chuck always say? Dribble. You gotta stop that. You gotta let him. Let the other guys play basketball, and then let James Harden have his moments. Let him do what he does when he's But I don't think at 33 he needs to prove himself. Like
I just think.
I think as a team, you have to know by now, like, this is what he is. I'm not asking him to prove himself at this point.
I think, like me and Walt, with Cleveland and Chicago, John, we're going to agree to disagree. That's it. That's all we're going to do. You feel the way you feel. I feel the way I feel. But one thing we both can agree on, that boy Walt know how to take us out.
Oh, well, I'm going to take y'all out, but I'm going to take y'all out with 2 trivia questions first.
Let's do it.
So, either y'all people at home can answer if y'all watching live, or y'all can put it, answer in the comments, whatever, Base Skip. But I just want to test my boy's knowledge, you feel me? So, got a couple questions. Since we talk about basketball, I figured we could do a couple basketball questions. So, all right. No cheating, fellas. No cheating. Eyes up.
Okay. Is this
all right. Okay, so
standardized test, the SAT. Eyes up.
Okay, first question: who is the first player to be drafted number 1 without playing college or high school basketball in the USA?
Who is the first player to what?
Who is the first player to be drafted number 1 without playing college or high school basketball in the USA?
Me? No, I'm just playing. That's a good one.
It is. Should I give out the answer? I'll give out the answer.
No, that's a good one.
I'm assuming it's a long time ago. If they didn't play high school.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's definitely it's a foreigner for sure. So think foreign.
Pascal Siakam.
Then
I have no clue.
Said drafted number 1.
Drafted
number 1.
Yeah, drafted number 1. Yeah, drafted number 1.
Dang.
I couldn't tell you
that was drafted number 1.
Dave Robinson? I don't know. Where is he from? I don't even know.
Steve Nash?
Tim
Yao Ming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming.
Okay,
I'll try to get y'all a little easier.
So where did he play then? Did he play in like just overseas leagues or something?
Yeah, I think he just played like overseas.
Well, he was like Luka. He was just a dog in China, and then the NBA was like, "We need that. We need that."
Interesting.
Okay, look, it's an easy one for y'all. I'll give y'all an easy one. So, who won the NBA Finals MVP in 2008?
2008. Kobe? Paul Pierce.
Yes.
Paul Pierce.
Yes. The biggest LeBron hater, Mr. Paul Pierce.
Hey, low key, that boy, he got that hate in his heart.
He had a nice little series. He
got the same hate towards LeBron as Isaiah Thomas got towards Michael Jordan.
Offensively, he had a really nice little series.
Salty.
Nice standard, man.
Salty and hell.
But yeah, people, I'm gonna try to add that on just to try to
those were good
knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I want to test y'all knowledge, test my boys' knowledge, and if y'all come up with questions, y'all can ask us too. So, but this is your boy Walt, Big Walt here. My boy Suave over there looking suave than suave. My boy John over there, the coldest white boy I know. Hey, this been Real Deal Sports.
Hey, he need a Meek is free shirt now. I mean,
Meek is free.
Yeah, he out now.
So I gotta throw the shirt away.
That's the fashion.
No, I didn't say throw it away. I just
Hey,
said,
you gonna stop getting on my boy about what he wearing?
I just said get one that says it backwards. You know,
I like that. I like that.
it's free.
Right,
Yeah.
I like that.
It is.
That boy ain't incarcerated no more.
He not. That boy out here living his best life, making hella
Right.
money. But hey, we appreciate y'all joining Real Deal Sports tonight. We love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, comment, keep on commenting, and I'll make sure I read them. John gonna read them. Nico gonna read them. So hey, we love y'all. Real Deal Sports.
100%.
Good night.